All right. This here is the PSA Sabre 10. This is the PSA Sabre 10. This is an assault weapon. PSA Sabre 10. Screw it. This is a gun review. Easiest way to do it. So, first video to the internet. And it's a gun review. How original. And on a rifle that's 1 to 2 years old and basically the whole internet has already moved on from. Is this going to get any views? Probably not. But my channel, my rules. Fight about it in the comments below. And since this is really about my growth into firearms, I kind of wanted to start with the rifle that got my whole passion in firearms started, the Knight's Armament M110 SAS. This isn't that. We'll get to that. So the rifle here is the Sabre 10 from PSA, or Palmetto State Armory. It's chambered in 7.62 NATO, or for us Americans, 308 Winchester if you speak that language. And it's rocking a GWAT style flat dark earth, really pulling together that M110-esque look. The poor man's M110. I keep mentioning it, so what is the M110? So the M110 were the SAS. For several nights, I see back in the days. People were on people were actually on. They developed in Macleod when I was counterpart at the SR. A few anti-religions throughout the war. The original stands that the current stands on Wednesday. So people like them, but I choose this one. Well, that's a simple term for both they are tanks. And she wrote, close enough. Anyway, they were the air and Eugene created their 10 for we created the Lost Top 2014 with Springfield M14 to replace our primary rifle back during Korean and Vietnam conflicts. But before I went too long, why do I like this rifle? Sniper rifles. That's it. Because it's really heavy battle rifle. But that's sniper rifles. It really all stems back to my first time start. And the idea of being drafted one day, made me think, I probably choose to be a sniper, that was about cool. Now, not that basically, I achieved one goal. Now I get to play the other one on the internet for other people. And quad rails are back. Let's go. Gun. Target. Gun noises. We're at the range now. So, the Sabre 10 came out about a year or two ago to much excitement and flair. I mean, a 70–80% the way to an M110, what's not to like? I tried chasing my own build with a quad rail and chasing down the parts. You got proprietary components, you have DPMS high, DPMS low, they don't match up. You got really high prices when you chase down the Knights. It's damn near impossible to clone this on an affordable budget, which means either you have the deepest pockets in the world or you just go the cheap China knockoff. So back to the gun. I said AR-10, it's actually a DPMS AR-308. Really a low profile DPMS AR-308 for you nerds.
Do you know what kind of train this is? Well, do ya?
But what low profile means is this small piece here. It's the height from the top of the charging handle to the lower portion of the rail. It's just this defines height. They say low profile, high profile. There's different manufacturers who make high profile guns. They're the more common ones. This one's low profile, which matches the M110. Also the reason why it's almost impossible to find quad rails. So how's she shoot? Like .308 would with someone who weighs 160 pounds and is not built like Captain America.
I understood that reference.
And with 2,600 pounds of and with 2,600 pounds of force pushing back on you, she be kicking. says a man from Kentucky. So for close quarters, it's not the most ideal setup. I mean, having a 20-inch barrel in this configuration weighing about 12 to 15 pounds, she's a bit hefty chunk. But to each their own. Kind of looks the part. Stop resisting.
Could there be a headshot?
Yeah. Look cool, right? Let's go. So what's this gun really for? DMRing, of course. That was cool. Back to the studio. All right, so let's break down the rifle. So like all gun operator wannabes, I modified it. Gave it that last bit of oomph to get as close to the nights that we all can't afford and really complete the clone look. It's not a clone. It's inspired. That's probably the better way to put it. Anyway, let's start going through the parts. Rail covers. These are 1-to-1 to the real Knights Armament ones. Just these are made by a subcontractor for the US military called PNS. You can find them cheap on eBay for like less than 20 bucks sometimes for a pack of them. I have a whole bunch of the black ones, and these I found through Charlie's Classic Clones, who had them painted in the flat dark earth to match. It's Cerakote, I believe it's the Magpul flat dark earth. I'm not 100% for sure, but it does match any other guns that I had painted, that I've painted in this color, so they seem close. They're not true clones. They don't have the little numbers written in them. They look the part, but for you true cloners out there, it's not right. But again, this is inspired. It's not a clone. It's not exact.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
Be good just to hold them down by your side. Yeah, great.
The muzzle device comes from a company called MFI. I found them online looking for similar clone parts for the M110 and came across this. Looks the part to the accurate M110 muzzle device, just doesn't do the exact same thing. What I mean by that is the real M110 has an overbarrel suppressor that comes all the way right up to the rail, mounts to the gas block. This doesn't work for that. Big sad. This company, it's pretty cool what he does. He makes parts for guns that are cloned for the movie industry that are used in video production. So they're functioning parts, just doesn't do the cool thing of the barrel. Would be cool. So the pistol grip. It's just a standard run-of-the-mill A2 style pistol grip in, of course, flat dark earth that I found on Brownells. I just searched for flat dark earth on their site, picked the first one and bought it for not very much. Does not match very much of this gun, if at all, but let's be quite honest, how much does flat dark earth from any company ever match? Now the trigger, I kept it stock, which I actually like. So far, I've been very happy with this trigger, and most of my rifles that I have are equipped with either the Rock River Armory, what is it called, two-stage match trigger. I was going to change it to on this one when I got it, but I've been pretty happy with this one. I even tried a Geisley on one of my builds, and I'm going to keep this one. The one thing I don't like is the trigger pins. The screw retention mechanism that they use to kind of lock them into place. Aesthetically, I never liked the screws hanging out the side. Aesthetics are important to me.
When it affects functionality, I'll change. This is my rifle.
This is my rifle, this is my gun!
Glass up on top. I went the poor route. It's the Arkin Optics EP5 5x25 by 56, I believe. It's the Gen 1, which it aesthetically fits the gun right. It doesn't look obnoxiously long, or even though it's a pretty big, hefty scope, it adds a lot of weight to this gun. I know there's better options that are much more expensive, but I'm just getting started out. I won't be able to tell the difference. And I wanted something that just looked the part, and most of the internet seems to be pretty happy with the functionality of these scopes. So I took a chance on it, and I don't feel bad about it. Now, the weird thing is it's mounted on top of probably something that's more, I don't believe it's more expensive, but pretty close. It's a Reptilia AUS mount, the slight offset. Because the real gun, I believe, is a Geisley offset mount, and this looked so close, and it's easy to find. It's rocking this really cool anodized flat dark earth, which looks neat. Doesn't match, but it's like almost like a coyote, but I didn't want it to match. It's looking the part, so it's good there. But my scope is, the reticle is in MOA, or minute of angle, MOA, however you want to call it. MOA makes more sense to me, starting out. 1 inch to 100 yards, and then so on and so forth. I'll do a video on it one day explaining when I get more and more proficient, where I feel like I can teach you. But it makes more sense to me, the conversions and stuff. If somebody explains it to me how it works, the mills, you can explain it to me nicely below in the comments, or you can just. So my thoughts. It's a good gun. I've been happy with it. I've put a few boxes through it so far without hiccup. Anywhere from 150 grain to 168 grain. I never really stretched any higher than that. I don't want to really try. Just one issue that I encountered with this in the beginning. I was shooting 150 grain, just run-of-the-mill box ammo. That was cheap, and it was short cycling occasionally. Wouldn't lock back with some magazines. All I did was adjust the gas, added a little more gas until it could cycle the 150 grain perfectly with any mag I put into it, and haven't had an issue since. That problem just seemed to win. A lot of other people had this problem online, but mine went away. I don't shoot accurate yet, but I'm sitting around at 200 yards. Last time I went out, it was maybe 5-6 inch grouping with a random flyer. When I get approval for the 600 yards, we'll start to see where I fall, and that's when my skill level will go up. I'll make a series on getting approved for the 600 yard range at my local place, but this is kind of the rifle that I kind of want to do with it before I get like a bolt action and start a build there, but I'm not bad, and that's with a bag, a rear bag, and a bipod on a bench.
You suck!
Quality, it's been good. Finish is good. Everything's been put together real nicely. Guns, I don't wield it around. It goes from a safe to a range, so I've been happy. But let's do a quick public safety announcement on PSA. No, not really a public safety. Let's do a hot take on PSA. They're just out here trying to build for the masses. One of the downsides of manufacturing One of the downsides of manufacturing, especially at a large scale, mistakes happen. Things get through quality control all the time. With any company, you can name one or the other, from cars, planes, trains, guns, air conditioners. I'll point at anything in this garage, and there's probably mistakes that have happened. With the high volume that they do, more mistakes slip by, and it's just the nature of the beast. You got to take everything with a grain of salt on the internet. I believe people, when they have issues, just let PSA know, send it back, get a new one. Do your due diligence. If they don't, then let the internet know that they didn't fix it. But it seems like they do. They do set things right most of the time. I mean, for me, they have. So what would I change? A more clone-like muzzle device. I don't get the weird 3-prong that it comes with from the factory. Doesn't mount to any known suppressor. I know 3-prongs are out there from suppressor companies. I have a few from Dead Air. But this one, it looks weird, the lengths are weird, and just do a clone one. Just if it already is doing a clone, just do this.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence.
Maybe second, maybe some QD mounts on the back. And when I say QD, I mean quick disconnect. I'm gonna put it up on the screen what it is. It's the things on your slings that connect into these holes that are usually drilled on the sides of rails and sometimes on the back of stocks. And on the Knight's Armament one, it's right here, just about 1 inch, 2 inches back on the stock. You know what? Even better, mimic the quick disconnect system of the silencer, the suppressor, the overbarrel system. That'd be even better, because they do make suppressors. They have a company that they own that makes suppressors. Just go all in on it. You make it work with the Knight's one. You know what? Let's get to the bottom of this. Knights, I'm talking to you. Give us the M110 we want for the masses. Contract overruns, it isn't enough. 1, 2, 3 a year. Price of a car for a rifle and a mil-spec rifle. Come on, it's not enough. It's not enough. Just give us what we want. Well, anyways, good job, PSA. I like it. Many people like it. The whole internet seems to like it. Made my dream a reality. 2 thumbs up from me. So, back to the younger me. If this is your style, if you're looking for something new, if you want to get your start in gunsmithing, wait. If you stuck with it this long, you know what to do. I mean, you do know what to do, right? YouTube's like 20 years old now. For a millennial or younger, there's only one thing to do. Well, if you don't, go down below, subscribe, be a good shill, even like. Let's get to that bottom 5%. Who knows? I can dream. Heck, comment below. What you like, what you hate. Don't like this gun, you don't like this desk, don't like this shirt. Start a real war. Be gentle. But anyways, I'm glad you're here. Hope you learned something. I'll catch you in the next leg. Pew pew out. I'm gonna laugh at myself. It's very hard when you have a house full of people to get some quiet time. I only had 1 bullet, so cut. And my mind just went blank on what I'm saying next.
I had to see peaks.
Where are you going? No, that's where a gun was. What? I guess she'll be next.